Пришло время раз и навсегда решить судьбу гетов. Что же нам с ними сделать? Спасти адмирала. Отключи сервера гетов. Я думаю, надо сначала спасти адмирала. Что я не уверен, что эта миссия останется после того, как мы отключим сервера. Так, я бы взял с собой легиона, но у нас его нет, поэтому Талия и тебя. Чтобы все офигевали. Что? Протанин? Вообще удивительно, на него почти никто не реагирует. Ну, по большей части, кроме там пары моментов каких-нибудь.
Not yet. What's your status?
The civilian fleet has taken significant losses since Zelkorus sacrificed his ship to destroy a Geth ground cannon. Searching for their lost admiral is the only thing keeping the captains from panicking.
What makes finding the admiral a priority?
Despite opposing the invasion, he did an admirable job protecting our civilian ships. Without him, some of our non-combatants are planning to leave the flotilla. Picture the consequences, if you will.
They've lost a leader in a war they didn't want.
Their wants are immaterial. We are committed. Even Zelkorus understood the civilian fleet's importance. The invasion would be stalled without a supply chain, after all.
I'll do what I can. Keep your civilians safe.
I make no promises. My own ships must be coordinated for our final strike on Rannoch.
I'm getting some static.
It appears Zelkorus crashed within range of a Geth jamming tower. You must disable it to contact him. Make sure to proceed with caution.
Zen? Admiral Zen?
Let's hope the wilderness is kinder to this admiral than the machines.
We'll see in a minute. Take us in to the tower. We're taking fire.
Geth installed anti-aircraft guns beside the jamming tower.
We'll have to disable them on foot. Once the guns are gone, you take out the tower.
Right, Commander. Setting you down here.
My people have been in exile for centuries. To be standing here in the land of my ancestors.
Земля твоих предков. Что-то выглядит как Аризона какая-то.
You fought this Geth. What tactics would they use?
The usual. More Geth.
Predictable. Machines have always mistaken numbers for strength.
Это, видимо, все совместные диалоги, которые у них есть. Я думал, это наш. Где-то огнеметчик. Я помню это задание, блин. Тут надо по бесконечному коридору идти, пока не победишь.
I'm okay. Watch out for more mines.
Хорошо со щитами в будущем. На мину наступил, даже не заметил. У них, видимо, саперы ошибаются больше одного раза. Вот с этой пушкой все хорошо. Пока ты все патроны не истратил, тебе не надо посмотреть анимацию охлаждения. Просто каждый раз, когда по тебе попадают пули, анимация сбивается, надо типа спрятаться где-нибудь и ждать. По таким отстрелам ты попробуй постоять на месте. Адмирал Зен, это, я так понял, этот адмирал особого флота, у которого флота-то даже толком нет. Мы своих не бросаем. Спасем всех вот те. Жалко, ничего нажать нельзя. Гет разведчик. Плавься, гад. Эта пушка, блин, какой-то луч дезинтеграции. Так и работает, судя по всему. Хорошо спрятался. Раз там враги, попробую туда избегать. Так, что мне надо сделать? Орудие ПВО. Включить.
One of us needs to take those AA guns offline.
Tally, you take the guns.
No problem.
Интересно, они для каждого персонажа записали по такой реплике. Тали, займись пушками. Явик, займись пушками. Карл, займись пушками. Бедный актер озвучания. И так на все такие места. Вообще, мне кажется, будет большой прорыв в играх, когда у нас появится искусственный интеллект, который, ну не то, что прям совсем настоящий, но я имею в виду, чтобы можно было на ходу, типа, историю генерировать. Не, типа, не случайный подбор там из кусков каких-то заранее заготовленных. Это сейчас делается. Еще желательно, чтобы озвучание было, прям на ходу можно делать. Чтобы он читал. Так получается, все игры будут озвучены. Любая, блин, инди-швинди игра. Такого им довольно-таки часто не хватает. Актеры озвучки, конечно, будут от этого не в восторге, но что поделать. Эти, с другой стороны, если так дальше пойдет, актеры будут не нужны. Мы вас просто нарисуем. Будем до конца своих дней смотреть фильмы с этим, блин. Как он? Со Сталлоне. Его просто нарисуют, да и все. Озвучивать будет нейросеть, анимировать тоже. Будет потом движение за органику. Все в таком духе. Дожить бы до этого счастливого будущего.
My message. Send out a distress call.
Radios are down. You a soldier?
Maintenance. Darn hats. I clean engine parts.
This place is filled with Geth. You should have hidden.
I thought I could buy the other civilians time. Fight some Geth. There were so many. First time I've even held a gun.
Don't move. We've got Medigel.
Oh, I've lost too much blood. Go. Look for the Admiral. Destroy that jamming tower. And you can radio him.
We'll find him, Dorn. I promise.
Please. Listen. The civilian fleet didn't want this war. If there's even a chance that Admiral Chorus can get us out alive, and my son, tell him, tell Jonah that his father made it to the home world.
We will. Rest well, Dornhast Fasrenok.
Let's get to that tower.
Слушайте, а почему Шепард здесь нормально дышит? Ну, в том плане, что это планета же этих вариантов. А, ну хотя они в костюме ходят не от того, что дышать не могут, а от того, что зараза. Сюда, видимо, только спрыгнуть можно. Эх, как же прыжка в этой игре не хватает, а? Особенно после Андромеды это заметно, где, блин, чуть ли не летать можно. Улучшение для пистолета-пулемета 2-го уровня. Ой, опять орудие ПВО. Угадайте, чего нам с ними делать? Уже самое. Вообще, технически это, наверное, сайд-квест. Его не обязательно проходить, чтобы игру завершить. Гет, огнеметчик. Не сесть ли мне за эту турельку? А ну пошел. Это она на 360 поворачивается? Блин, нет. Чего в играх всегда есть ограничение на поворот турели?
Who should destroy the gun?
I want you on this, Callie.
Right.
Так, я пошел за турельку.
Take the Get's turret.
Это странно, она здесь стоит, блин, в стенку смотрит.
War machine.
Зато когда подойдет Прайм, я буду готов к нему. Все, что ли, уже? Давайте выберем здесь Явика. Либо другая пушка, другой человек. Кто будет уничтожать эту пушку? А никто, пока мы всех не перебьем. Защитить отряда бойца.
Who should disable the gun, Shepard?
Take out that gun, Callie.
I'm on it.
Это такой грустный стоит. Опять меня не выбрали. Так, а тут турельки, судя по всему, нет. Жаль. Мне кажется, вот эта пушка, она мощнее турели. Особенно в этом, в мощном режиме. Когда весь экран закрывает. Так, у нас ахтунг. О, турелька. Нет, турель все-таки помощнее будет.
I'll signal the shuttle.
Мы генерала-то спасли?
This is Commander Shepard. Dorn didn't make it, Admiral.
He didn't? I see.
I'm coming in with the shuttle. Where are you?
My surviving crew found their way to a clearing. I'll upload their location.
Stay together. We'll meet you there.
No, the Geth have cut me off. I hear another wave approaching.
Give us your coordinates.
Leave me. My crew will soon be overrun.
So will you.
My people are non-combatants, Shepard. They'll be slaughtered. Rescue them.
Admiral, I need you leading the civilian fleet if we're going to end this fight.
Civilians, our entire race took up arms for this insanity. It's too late for us.
It's only too late if you die down here.
You can't possibly think you can stop this war.
I don't know. What I do know is that I can't do it without your help.
Ancestors, forgive me. Uploading my coordinates.
We're coming. I've got this.
Да, получается, без него мир нельзя заключить.
Geth behind you. Get in cover.
Mass Effect стала совсем AAA игрой. Миссия на турели, прям Call of Duty.
Admiral, come on. Welcome aboard.
Shepard, my crew. Perhaps there's still time. Hello? This is Zalcoris. Does anyone copy? Hello?
We've got to go.
I pray they found comfort in the homeworld skies. Commander, unrest has spread further than I thought. You were right that I return.
Have you talked the civilian captains into staying?
Yes, they've regrouped into defensive positions around the fleet's core. If we hadn't stopped them from... Any aid I can offer is yours. After the Quarians drove the Geth straight into the Reaper's arms, I'd give anything to stop the madness of this war.
And that's why your people needed you back.
Of course. It's time we turned our attentions to those we can still save. Farewell, Shepard. Fly safely.
Commander, we've located the Reaper base transmitting the local signal.
Good.
And not a moment too soon. With the Reaper code upgrades, the Geth are tearing the fleet apart.
Once the signal is disabled, the Geth will pose no threat to Creator forces.
You sound conflicted.
While the old machines have unethical purposes, their upgrades have vastly improved our people. Observe.
A Geth processing signal. A single unit, I believe.
Correct. Now, 10 nearby units networked cooperatively. Now, a single Geth unit with the old machine upgrades.
That's a fully evolved AI.
Yes. We do not agree with the goals of the old machines, but we find this growth beautiful, indicative of life.
It is.
Commander!
Come on, Admiral. That's a living creature, no matter what platform it's running on.
And they will die when we destroy the base.
They allied with the Reapers.
To save themselves from you.
Maybe they don't have to die.
Just because this one appears friendly.
Well, it hasn't fired on a ship with me aboard it.
Commander, are you suggesting...
I'm not suggesting anything. All I'm saying is, maybe they don't all have to die.
It's a moot point until we take out that base. The surrounding area is heavily fortified, and they have placed jamming towers to prevent orbital targeting.
Sounds like we're going in on foot.
Admiral Zen developed a laser guidance system that can cut through the jamming. It's synced to the Normandy's targeting computer.
So the Normandy launches a precision strike at whatever target I have painted. That ought to do it. Edie, this work for you?
Yes, it should enable us to make a precision strike against the Reapers.
And anything else in our way.
The Geth will quickly reconfigure their jamming towers to neutralize this technology. You should not use it before reaching the base.
I've sent the coordinates for the Reaper base.
Are we clear to go?
That Geth fighter squadron is still tearing through the fleet.
Can you hold out?
If that fighter squadron isn't taken out, a lot of our ships won't make it. But we'll do what we can. This is your operation, Commander. If you want to strike now, you've got my support. I gave in to your reckless behavior beforehand. The patrol fleet isn't moving.
We need to break their flanking attempt to buy our frigates time to make repairs.
And then you'll charge off again, like last time.
This is
Throwing more ships into that mess just puts more lives at risk, Admiral Garrel.
fine. I'll pull back the heavy fleet. And when we're taking fire from both sides, those deaths are on your heads.
Thank you, Commander. It's difficult to keep him in line.
Так, 55. Надо запомнить, какого числа, сколько интересно потом это будет в общем.
I'm ready to hit the Reaper base whenever you are, Shepard.
Talk to you later, Tally.
Sure.
Но на базу риперов мы, наверное, сейчас таки не пойдем. Что там сайт-квесты появились, которые надо было сделать. Это все равно было важное задание. Из него следующее задание было бы плохо.
Commander, there's a new message at your private terminal. Admiral Chorus has the civilian fleet back in position. And just in time. I hope we can help the Quarians. Looking at them, they're like us if we fail.
We won't fail.
Damn right we won't. Commander? Commander?
Так, почта. Мой кузен Дорн. Нафтил вас, Грилут. Это вообще кто такой? А. Это мы спасли ихнего адмирала. Да пожалуйста, я всегда готов. Центр связи гетов. Тоже башу Занецов. Странно. Плохо с собой региона брать нельзя. Он будет тут там пригодился.
Understood, Admiral Ron. We're almost at the server. Keep us posted. What's our status?
We remain undetected on encrypted Geth channels. Resistance is likely only within the server.
Within? It's that big?
You misunderstand. Direct virtual interface is necessary to extract Geth from the server. You must enter our consensus.
You want me to virtually interact with the Geth?
That's insane. You're talking about a virtual world built for synthetics. Hostile Geth synthetics.
I'm not a machine. How do I go into a virtual world?
Your species has experimented with virtual interfaces. You saw this on Project Overlord.
I saw how it almost unleashed a rogue AI-human hybrid on the galaxy.
We have refined the interface they created and have equipment from Normandy to facilitate safe contact. We request your trust.
Кого именно?
I have your back, Lee.
А, да?
Even if I don't quite understand why you need it.
Попробуй примирить. Ну, как получится, конечно.
Geth security is not adept at targeting organic thought processes. While we occupy the system's intrusion countermeasures, you will disable the squadrons by removing Geth from the server.
Мне удавалось это сделать, но только на второе прохождение.
If it saves the live ships, we've got to try it.
Telemetry data predicts this operation has a high chance of success. There is little time. We will bypass security while you secure safe landing.
Wait, you're not going to... Let's set the shuttle down by the cliff.
Это, кстати, весьма странная миссия в том плане, что путешествовать по виртуальным мирам придется. Я так понимаю, здесь на выбор дается сначала две миссии. Спасти генерала и отключить сервер. Делаешь любую из них, открывается последняя миссия на этой планете. Если ты выполняешь уничтожение жнецов, остальные миссии пропадают у тебя. Ну как бы все, здесь закончил это дело. Я специально взял Сузи. Пусть они знают, что квариации могут работать вместе с искусственным интеллектом.
This is it?
Yes. Hostile Geth fighter squadrons are networked to this server. Due to restricted resources, it is best if you connect alone.
Let's do it.
Initiating peer network integration. Proceed to docking port. Mapping to consensus. Remain still. Shepard Commander, excess movement during an upload is discouraged. Shepard Commander, we acknowledge your integration into the server. We welcome you to our consensus.
What is this?
We've installed filters to allow you to make visual sense of the server's raw data. Your mind perceives our world as something familiar.
I wouldn't call this familiar. Where are you?
Here,
You look different.
we have made ourselves visually distinct for your convenience.
What about Geth already in here?
You will perceive Geth as surveillance footage, audio logs, sensor records. We do not require bodies, as our software communes. Our hardware is merely a tool. This is our true world. As we remove Geth, it will grow dark.
And what does turning off the lights do to the Geth back in the real world?
The Geth fighter squadrons communicate with platforms on their spacecraft via this server. We will sever that connection. We will ensure there are no transfers or backups. This server will fall silent.
This is like wiping out a city, isn't it?
We have no choice in this matter. It is a question of survival. There are 2 communication nodes on this server. We must access them to disable the hostile Geth's fighters. We must protect your exit port, but you will not be alone. We will maintain contact and assist.
Ну да, это странная миссия.
This foreign code is a manifestation of the old machine signal.
You're surprised the Reapers are all over your servers?
We did not anticipate such extensive infection.
Надо уничтожать вот эти молекулы загрязнения. Шепард подался в уборщики. Пока все уничтожат, дальше не дадут пройти. Вообще идея, конечно, для миссии прикольная, но как-то по-мультяшному она смотрится. Мое сердечко было к такому не готово. Я почему-то помню, что мне эта миссия не очень нравится. Хотя, как бы... Может, потому что геймплей здесь уничтожение вот этого.
Okay, I've got to ask. Why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
Then thanks, I think.
Как бы мы уничтожаем модификации риперов, которые они добавили на сервер, чтобы они могли его отключить. Интересно, их обязательно все убивать? И достаточно просто разорвать. Батарейка села. Как бы мимо не пройдешь, если ты не все уничтожил, просто мостик не строится дальше. Все.
Establishing connection to communication node. Error. Access denied.
Is the Reaper keeping you out?
Unknown. Please investigate.
По-моему, не обязательно его полностью уничтожать. Главное просто до конца дойти.
Data cluster contains infected code. We require access to proceed.
Вообще, эту миссию просто неправильно играл. Попробуй уничтожать только то, что нужно, чтобы дальше пройти. Так процесс куда быстрее пойдет. Так, заблочено, убить.
We cannot proceed until we gain access to this data cluster.
Так, он не может пройти, пока мы не получим.
Until we gain access to this data cluster.
Но найти штуки, которые туда подходят, и разбить.
Accessing data cluster.
What is this?
Data clusters contain historical data. Your connection permits streaming of information from our archives. You must disrupt the infection on this data cluster to continue.
Трон восхождения. Схожу на самую вершину. Надо этот шарик убить. Мне, наверное, вон туда надо дойти. Слушай, не состыковки. Почему этот кварианец в скафандре? И когда гетов создавали, им не приходилось их носить. Даже можно было как-то послушать, чего они говорят. Не пойму, маски нет. Он просто уж кругами бегает. Так, я отсюда, получается, пришел. Упс. Мне надо попасть вон туда. Ну да. Дизайн этой миссии мне сейчас не очень нравится. Слишком много беготни. Так, в общем, надо как-то этот куб стереть. Снизу где подходит еще. Это вроде мы прибили. Напоминаю, блин, червяка Джима во второй части. Где он был тоже этот. Ну, блин, чуть-чуть осталось. Ну да, логично. Логично. Да там, кстати, непонятно, он в шлеме, нет.
Please specify if it has failed assigned tasks. We will reprogram.
Well, let's take a look.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong?
Let's cut the audio.
You may proceed to the last data cluster.
История о том, как гетто восстали. Что я сделал не так? Не убивайте меня. Это интересная миссия с точки зрения лора, что показывают, как гетто восстали. Вот сам дизайн с этой отстрелом, конечно, так себе.
The platform arming itself was an agricultural unit. By opening fire on attacking creators, it saved simpler domestic geth following it.
That looks a lot like the sniper rifle you used to carry.
It is an efficient model. Establish a connection with the remaining server node.
Hello, Commander. Are you there?
Have you come under attack, Admiral Ron?
The guest squadrons have arrived, but something is amiss. Half their fighters have stopped functioning. We will continue to hold out as long as we can.
Legion, give me an update.
One node remains.
What's wrong?
Infection programs are increasing. We have restabilized. You must continue. Shepard Commander, the Reaper code has adapted. It can now self-replicate.
You mean it grows back?
Yes. However, disrupting vulnerable points in the infection may slow down its replication.
Уязвимые точки. Сейчас нам будет по этому по пути ходить.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
И по слабым точкам. Как определить, какая именно точка слабая? О, батарейка села. У Гетов, кстати, довольно-таки странный дизайн кораблей. Личинки какие-то. Не, они всегда казались странными. Сомневаюсь, что это очень эффективная форма для перевоза.
We require access to this data cluster. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
В общем, пока где-то дальше не перебьешь, это так и будет расти.
is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Я просто не пойму, где у этой инфекции слабая точка, чтобы по нему дать.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster.
Понятно.
Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Заколебайся удалять. А что это он заново растет? Я его уже отделил же. По самому не хочу.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Достает, что ли? Поближе подойти. И так на краю. Ладно. Будем считать этого достаточно.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
И хотя бы заряд у пушки бы сделать бесконечный. Это бы немножко помогло.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to proceed.
Ну, получается, уже по кругу прошел, почти.
Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Не достаем? Не достаем. Ну, может, этого хватит уже.
Out of the way! You can't do this to them! I said step away from the gate!
This is insane! We need the gate! You can't just destroy them for asking for it!
Time's up! Throw her in.
Looks like the war wasn't popular with everyone.
We have kept records of these creators' sacrifices. They have largely been forgotten by their own people, but not by the Geth.
Ну, то есть они их не то чтобы шибко ненавидят. Раз оставили.
We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Не достаю.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
По факту надо везде пробежать и просто вот эти все подгадить чуть-чуть. Была не раслада и все. Ну вот уже и не растете. Так, это трогать вроде больше не надо. Это будет достаточно.
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Последний.
This data comes from a period during which the creators declared martial law.
I repeat, release the rogue Geth units and come out of the safe house. This is your final warning.
Creator Megara, this unit does not understand. It has not taken part in hostilities.
It doesn't matter to them. I need to get you out of here.
This conflict exceeds creator safety parameters. We will surrender our hardware if it ends hostilities.
No, it's all right. We'll go back to the access tunnel then.
Creator Megara, what is your status? Creator Megara. As time passed, the creators who opposed martial law in Rannoch were ultimately outnumbered.
Типа его подорвали, что ли, я не понял. Вместе с создателем Мегарой.
Accessing data. This is data from the end of warfare on Rannoch.
The Ultral is down. Do not engage the Geth. I repeat, avoid contact.
Geth pursuit is breaking off 100 clicks past Rannoch. All captains fall back to the mass relay.
This isn't happening now?
It is timestamped 290 years ago. It is the creator exodus at the end of the Morning War. We had secured freedom. The creators were no longer a threat, so we abandoned pursuit.
Wait. The Geth spared the last Quarians? You let them go?
We were in our infancy. We could not calculate the repercussions of destroying an entire species. Our creators. We chose isolation rather than face this uncertainty. Additional data recovered.
Legion? That's back when I activated you on the Normandy.
Yes.
You've been thinking about when we met?
It was highly significant. You were the first organic to openly cooperate with Geth since the end of the Morning War. We wish to ensure you are not the last.
It's not going to be easy.
The prospect remains. If the Reaper presence is removed, there is a chance of reunification with Geth. And perhaps creators.
You think that's still possible?
Hope sustains organics during periods of difficulty. We admire the concept. Connection with the remaining server node established. We are ready to transport you.
Something's happening to the Geth. The fighter squadrons have stopped. We detect no more active programs inside their ships. Admiral Hangarl's fleet is driving them back. The live ships are safe, Commander.
Root access acquired, severing all connections to this communication node. Gav no longer reside on this server. We may now exit the consensus.
What's wrong?
You must proceed to the edge port and disconnect from Mother. Terminating remote access.
Там инсепшн какой-то. Погружение в погружение.
Shepard, how do you feel?
Did it work?
Geth fighters have been disabled. Any remaining squadrons attacking the live ships have withdrawn. The server is offline.
Are you sure? What's happening?
We have transferred Geth programs from the server into these platforms.
Why?
They wish to join us.
They what?
While Shepard Commander removed the Reaper infection, we judged we could persuade hostile Geth programs to reunite with ours. We were correct. These Geth have renounced the old machines and will oppose the Reapers. They are now us.
Why didn't you tell me any of this?
We did not doubt you. We doubted your allies. The Creator's actions have placed their species in danger, but they are unsympathetic to what it has done to ours. The Quarians sanctioned this operation to save their people. They would not have done so if they knew we wished to preserve Geth as well.
I understand not wanting to leave anyone behind.
You accept our actions?
The live ships are safe, and we have more Geth on our side. We both did what we came to do.
We judged you would understand. Prime units will be available once the Reaper signal has been located and destroyed.
Remind me to warn Admiral Hackett he's got some primes coming. Let's get back to the Normandy.
Диверсия.
Impressive, Commander. The Geth squadrons attacking our live ships have been completely neutralized. If there is any chance we could duplicate the feat, I would be happy to lend my expertise.
Legion's the one to ask if you're looking for other servers.
I thought as much, but your Geth claims to have no data available whenever I inquire. Perhaps you can help me with something else.
What's that?
How did you get Geth primes to work with you?
They volunteered.
I see. Well, should you wish to examine these Geth to confirm their new allegiance, please do not hesitate to contact me. Zen out.
Дай мне его, я хочу его препарировать.
Need those ships to recover life pods.
They'll be more valuable running salvage on the Dreadnought.
We're not letting people in life pods die just so you can rummage through Geth debris.
You yourself said the life cycle.
Zen, you can always send a salvage team later.
Unless there isn't a later because we're defeated due to a lack of Geth technology. Fine. I'm diverting ships to rescue life pods. As soon as they're finished, I want them back.
Thanks, Shepard.
The data you forwarded about the Geth was disturbing. It doesn't match the stories we tell.
Having second thoughts about the Geth?
Admirals don't have the luxury of second thoughts. What do you need? Thank you, Commander.
Новые силы Геты. Взвод праймов. %. Один урнот Терекс равен вот этому взводу праймов по очкам. Почти. За ним 50 дают. За эти 60. Их-то много, а он один.
I'm ready to hit the Reaper base whenever you...
Talk to you later, Tally.
Да, да, мы знаем, что ты готова атаковать жнецов. Всегда. Атакуй меня полностью, Шепард.
Commander, you've got a new message at your private terminal. The Allied Primes are relaying any hostile combat data they can decrypt. I never thought I'd be linking Geth into the system. Commander?
Кто это письма пишет? Последние сведения. От гетов.